right, ladies and gentlemen, 25 minutes into the hour. We're at the W, man. If you come to the pool side, you'll see a lot of bunny meat floating in the water. Look to your left. That's where we'll be at, Tony Neal. You get shy when I say bunny meat. You know, man, look, man, I couldn't be in Miami, man, if I didn't invite the mayor to join us here, man. It's been a long time I've known this man, and listen, if it wasn't for him, it's hard to say what the Miami music scene would look like. Here. Yeah, a lot of us wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here at all.
Know, right?
I'm telling you the truth.
Man, you know, from the early days of Luke Skywalker records to Luke records and fighting with the government for the right to not be censored, to now launching the careers of a lot of folks. If it wasn't for his success, there wouldn't be as many eyes on Miami as it's been over the decades. The one and only Luke Campbell is here, ladies and gentlemen. Luke!
Hey, appreciate it.
Bot's up, man? How you been, Luke?
I'm chilling, man.
Hey,
it's
man.
good to see you here, man.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you here, man.
I just, Heather B is up at New York and Tracy G there in New York, and every time I go to Miami, I tell the same story. When we brought MTV out here to do my block, Heather, and Luke, our Trick Daddy took me some places. Pitbull took me to little Cubana.
Right.
Yep. And then Luke. Man, Luke took me places. Man, I didn't come out the house for 2 weeks after I left Miami. The things I saw. I don't know if I always bring this up, Luke, but you took us to some strip club. I don't know what it was.
Probably was a Rolex.
Rolex.
Back in the days,
Rolex,
it's series of years. I mean, it's the days of KOD. Back then was Rolex, and then at one point it was the Take. Strip clubs are like records around here. Some of them get hot, some of them get cold, then some of them get hot again.
But if you in that strip club, that makes them hot, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, no doubt about
it.
Yeah, I make them do things that they never did before.
With that said, let me explain to you what he made them do when I was there. And we had MTV cameras in there. And I was like, Luke said, hey, be careful when you walk in here. There's no turning back. And we saw this one guy. Luke got him all fired up. Who want to come? I can't think of what it was. You had him do a trick where I can't think. You called it a drink, and you had this dude lay down on his back, and you had these girls that kind of danced around him, and they put whipped cream on his package, and they put something else on his package, and you asked who wants a blowjob, and they lit. They lit homie up and lit his package up, and then his joint was on fire. I swear to you, Tony Neal, I can't make this up. The dude's joint was on fire.
You're right.
And the strippers
several times, man.
You seen? You ain't nothing to you. Okay, I'm still traumatized. And the strippers blew the fire out, and Luke said, "That's your blowjob."
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was the girl from Chicago. That was one of my dancers from Chicago.
Yeah, man. She
just lit up everybody.
She was amazing.
Exactly.
I mean, they did stuff with long neck beer bottles for this dude that I don't even want to repeat. I saw that.
You didn't see the one where they took the cell phone back when they used to have the little ones, put the cell phones in, and then let you dial it and talk to the overings?
What the fuck? Nah, Luke. I can't. Nah, man, I didn't see that one.
Ovary conversation.
Yeah, man.
Down the phone.
Really?
In there.
While it was stuck in the buttocks.
Oh, wow.
Is that considered talent?
Or the vagina. While it was in the vagina.
Tracy,
well, we were doing, pap smears on the road back then.
Damn.
Wow. You could have went in a rap or a medical field. We chose rap, huh? Yeah, man. Really fascinating stuff.
No, you got to be a pussy-ologist to do this.
Well, I like to think of myself as a pussy-ologist.
Yeah,
connoisseur.
What are your qualifications, Calloway?
Who's that?
Who you think it is, Sway? Take one guess at all the people in your studio back in New York. Who the hell would ask you what the qualifications are being?
You couldn't wait to talk about coochie. What is your qualifications? It's all about the aroma, Tracy G. It's all about the aroma, right? The aroma ain't right. If the aroma ain't right,
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, the aroma,
yeah,
right?
yeah. If it smells like crab, it is crab.
So that's the
We have to
qualification.
give you a douche. We'll give you a douche.
We got yeah.
Yeah, the old school douche.
What's the old school douche?
The old school douche is, see, this is what some of you, being a pussy-ologist 3 steps out in gynecologists.
Okay.
You have to understand the proper way of douching.
Okay.
You could bring the pussy back.
You could bring it back. You could save it.
Yeah, you can make it back tight. You
How
don't need no
so?
operations. Okay, see, she ready.
Yeah, that's Tracy G.
Okay,
Tracy.
I'm
Tracy.
curious because it's the
See-
man that's detailing it, so I just want to see if there's accuracy. Let me hear it.
Back in the days, Tracy.
Hello.
Back in the days, you remember that big Enema bottle?
Yeah.
That Enema used to have in the
That little rubber.
the rubber thing. It's
with
used
the
to sit in the
cord.
bathtub.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You take that and you mix water and vinegar, and that pussy will come back tighter than a motherfucker. You don't need no operation.
Hey, you know, Luke, I never knew what that bag was when I was
that
young.
bag, yeah. You put it was 2 things. You had the enema, but then at the same time, you wipe down the coochie,
There it is.
and then it'll get back tight. You soak in it, women. Soak in it, and that thing will be brand new.
That
You can
thing.
even tell a man. I'm a virgin,
And they'll believe it.
and they'll believe it. It'll be tight.
With
It's tight.
3 kids standing next to you too, right?
Wow.
They'll believe it.
You sure
Yo,
it's just not tight because it's swollen?
No,
Swollen.
That doesn't, because of a freaking allergic reaction. That doesn't sound healthy.
Tracy, trust
Damn,
me.
see?
Sit in the tub with vinegar and water. Sit in the tub with the vinegar and water, and then come back on the radio show on Monday. And after you have your sexual act with your man, and I guarantee he'll
Suggesting you
applaud
to.
I'm
Yeah,
not
Tracy,
having sex with.
Okay, that's a whole other story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. She don't have a man, Tracy. Oh, Tracy is a switch hitter. Oh, I like that.
All right, next topic. Luke, I actually have a question for you.
Okay, well, let's ask that question after we go back to this song, and then we're going to open up the phone lines. 888-742-3345. Luke is here, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shea 45.
Yeah, man, 36 minutes into the hour. I'm at the W. If you're in South Beach, man, you're hanging out, you want to come out here, see naked people, and be at the beach and have a good time. We got Tony Neal here. We got the legendary Luke Campbell is here as well. What's up, Luke?
What's that, man?
Listening to that Doo-Doo Brown, and it takes me back to the days of band in the USA. And, you really made some real milestone moments happen in this music business, man. What are some of the standout moments that you were a part of and even blew you away? Was like, damn, man, I can't believe this is happening for me.
Well, I guess when I was when I was sitting in the Supreme Court,
Yeah.
and I saw justices come from the back of a curtain, and then I have my lawyer was sitting there arguing, a case, Acre Rose versus 2 Live Crew, in parody, and then I'm looking at Michael Jackson and Dolly Parton filed briefs against me. At that point, I was like, man, this is wild.
It's real, huh?
This shit is this is real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So to be in there and then to win that case, and then at the same time have people like Saturday Night Live and a whole bunch of comedians file briefs on our behalf.
Yeah.
Because if we'd have lost the case, then guys wouldn't be able to imitate, do any more parodies.
Yeah.
In the country. So that was big for me.
Yeah.
Of all the things, going to jail for the music, going to jail, it was
You went to jail because of the lyrics, right?
Yeah. It was what it was at that time it was an attack on hip hop.
Okay.
Because you had Tipper Gore, Al Gore wife, she had created this list, put me, Ice-T, NWA, and all kind of different artists on that list, along with a bunch of other rock and roll artists. And, they wanted to basically get rid of hip hop, and my first album actually got banned by a federal judge. Said it was, it was explicit lyrics and it shouldn't be sold. So we actually got taken off the shelf. So we ended up had to go and fight that again in different courts of appeals and eventually won that. So these were big things.
Is that where the parental advisory sticker first was born? Was because of that album, or?
No, it was actually at the beginning.
Yeah.
We had the song "Throw the D Out."
Yeah.
And then we had "Throw the P," And then when we put it out, some parents in Alabama at a PTA association, he called me up, because at that time I was everything. I was running a record company and everything, selling the records out of the trunk of my car. They called up and they basically said, hey, look, kids are getting the Throw the D version of it. So at that time, it was only one version. We couldn't compete with nobody, so, it was an X-rated version. And then at that point, we said, hey, look, let's go do a clean version for the radio, which we weren't getting on the radio because I had no promotional people at the time. And at the same time, I took the idea from the movie theaters that they would have this NC-17 sticker, and then I just said, okay, let me just flip it and make it a parental advisory sticker. Then call up the local record stores around the country and let them know, hey, look, treat this like you selling cigarettes to a kid. Treat it like you selling beer. At the retail stores, don't sell it to kids if you see the sticker on there. So I basically kind of created the sticker from scratch.
Man, that's incredible, man. People don't even realize that you created the parental advisory sticker, explicit lyrics.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you've been to jail for hip-hop.
Oh yeah, when we would walk up to places like Cincinnati, as soon as we get off the plane, the sheriff would be there and say, "Don't sing the songs," and I'd be like, "Fuck that, we're gonna sing the song and we'll go to jail."
Speaking of that, look at that when I first got here.
Okay.
Speaking of that sticker,
wow.
Yeah, Tony Neal showing
Young
the picture.
Tony Neal.
Yeah,
Tony,
it was your fault, man. He dared,
Wait, Tone. You own radio stations. When you're live on radio, you have to tell the people listening what are you showing.
Okay, I was showing a old picture when I was like 20, 21 when I first got down here. I got down here because of the album cover with the what was two reasons, and one of the reasons I'm gonna talk about, but I got down here because of Luke's album cover with all of them looking up between the girls' legs.
Oh, okay.
And I was DJing the club in Milwaukee, and Luke came. And I said, man, I want to get out of Miami, see them girls. He said, come on. And I took the Greyhound bus. I had nowhere to stay.
The Greyhound?
Took the Greyhound bus, walked in the office over there on Collins, and him and Nikki. And teacher just got out and said, where's Luke?
Oh, you remember when Teach got out?
I remember that. I remember, it was
You got to explain who that is.
Teacher's, well, that was one of the people responsible for a lot of artists getting on, like, he does A$AP Rocky now. He does, Luke was responsible for a lot of us coming up in this. You know what I'm saying?
Jobs,
Pitbull brought Pitbull. Luke brought Pitbull out. You know what I'm saying?
Trick Daddy, man.
And that too.
Yeah. How was your relationship with Trick? How did you first meet Trick Daddy?
Man, Trick was in jail.
Okay.
Right. Trick was incarcerated. That's my homeboy there. And his dad, Pops was in jail as well. So Pop called me up and said, my son getting out of jail. He doing some rapping in jail. And when he get out, can you look out for him? And at that time, when he got out, I was going through my Chapter 11 bankruptcy with the company at that period of time. So, what I did was, Trick ended up coming to stay with me. He was this chef. I was like, man, you a jailhouse chef. I had this condo on downtown on Biscayne. And so me and Trick, we used to be up in there all the time. He'd cook, and then he'll go and get the girls from the school. And, I would leave, go to work, and he had all the girls in the apartment. But then at the same time, here's a guy that, when he got out, he had books. He had books of songs that he written, and at the same time I said, look, I just can't put you on like that. So we would go to the Pack Jam, which is a teen disco I had, and I say, I'm going to just have this big battle contest. And, Trick eventually won the battle contest. I say, look, you got to get your street credibility, in town. So you're going to have to go battle the best in Miami. And he went and battled the best and eventually won that contest. And then I put him on the song Scarred. And right after that, I did the Chapter 11, to try to get away from all these different samples. And then once I did that, I didn't sign him to the label. Yeah. Because if I had signed him to the label, he would have been property of the label. So I did not sign him because I didn't want him tied up in that.
Chapter 11 bankruptcy thing.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't want him tied up in that. So I wanted him to be free and clear, be a part of the new Luke records that I had did with Island Records. And I didn't sign him, so he ended up getting signed by Slip and Slide Records. You know, they snuck him from up under me.
They snuck you. They got you, man.
They got me. They got me from, and he ended up,
They had Rick Ross at that time too, right?
No, Trick was pretty much one of the first ones.
He was the first, and then
Yes.
Trina and.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and so it's all good. He had a good career. At the same time, and I wished him well.
Yeah.
He's still my friend. Actually, we're neighbors right now, and he did good, and because I know he was gonna do good.
He's coming by. He's scheduled to come by tomorrow, man. If you could ask him any question that we wouldn't know, like people don't know about Trick, something what would that question be? Ask him right now. We'll play it back for him tomorrow.
How many songs you actually wrote in prison?
That's a good
Most
question.
people don't ask him. Most people don't know. They don't know how many songs he actually wrote in prison. This dude had books of songs. Which one of the songs that you wrote in prison that we all know today?
That'll be interesting, man. Uncle Luke is here, man. We're going to open up the phone lines. He got a big announcement if you haven't heard. And we're going to talk about that up next. 888-742-3345.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.
We getting a history lesson right here. If you want to know where it all began, man, for Miami in terms of hip-hop, man, I'm talking to one of the generals. We got Luke Campbell here. Luke, man, welcome to the show, bro.
Hey, man, appreciate it. I just knew you would be doing this show at King of Diamonds or somewhere, Tootsie's or something. I got to tell you that, at the W, I'm just. I know you have to keep it clean and everything, but I just would expect Sway to be like broadcasting right next to a pole. But we
got a pole right here.
At Coco.
It's an umbrella.
Exactly.
You know what? Next time we come to Miami, Luke, if you hook that up, we're going to be broadcasting right next to a pole.
Oh, that's no doubt. That's easy.
Okay.
All I got to do is tell me you coming.
And that's it?
That's it. No, you're the one down here.
Okay, but that's love, man. Luke, I'm going to hold you to that. Last time we went to a strip club, though, I just recovered. I just recovered. Frank is on the line from the Bay. What up, Big Frank? Frank.
What's going on? What's going on, Sway? What's going on?
Up?
Good morning, fellas.
What's up,
So,
man?
I'm out here in the Bay Area, man. Luke, man, you are the ultimate OG, man. I remember I was 18, went to the Navy, man, and that Luke, man, had me get through it, man. And as I got older, man, I remember I met you the first time in New Orleans, Essence Festival. Man, you took time to hop out that advertisement van, shake my hand, take a picture, and I never met a celebrity that was just quick to do that on your level at the time. So I just wanted to say, man, thank you, man. You've been real to the streets, man. You a street politician, man. You've always shown love to the streets.
Hey, man, appreciate it. He talking about that. He's actually talking about the first rap van. It wasn't rap then.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It wasn't rap. And they people, because we didn't have any money, we ain't had no budget.
Yeah.
What I did is I took and painted my DJing van. We put the girls on there. Had a graphic artist paint it all. That was before people with rap vans and all that. We just travel around in the van, promote the music.
And that's interesting because most people would think that Bad Boy, because Puff was good at marketing and promotion, kind of started the whole rap van frenzy when people would put the promotions on the van, but that was you.
Oh yeah,
Man.
No doubt about it. We started. What we did is I took the idea of a political campaign and flipped it into the music business because at the end of the day, I learned a lot of my promotion when I was a kid. My mom sent me to D.C. to get myself straight, so I would see all the big posters on the
politicians
on the wall, and then I see politicians running for office and things like that, and that's basically how I came and started promoting music.
Wow.
Just taking the posters, and then we didn't say, okay, we're gonna how do we do an in-store because we ain't had no money. We couldn't pay for advertising on the radio. We couldn't do anything, so we would take the van, put music in the van, all the sound. That was a big thing in Miami, and paint the van with the half-naked girls on there, drive up to the record store, plug the sound system up, turn the music crazy, and have girls dancing outside, bring people to the store and sign autographs with these half-naked records, and that's how we sold records.
Damn, that's
What
crazy.
you say, man. It was like Master P. It was before Master P did the whole Pen and Pixel. That was the cover, man. You didn't care. You just got it because it was Luke. You knew it was gonna be some hot records on there, and it was the girls.
It was the girls.
Yeah, you had
girls,
that. You had to have the girls on there because,
With the
and then
girls,
I used
man.
to strategically put the records out at the same time a big artists would come out. Like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
If Michael Jackson released this week, you know Michael Jackson is going to be all over. Massive amount of people going to be coming into the store to buy a Michael Jackson record. So I would have these half-naked girls on the album cover. And if you walk by, it's like, oh, shit. What the hell is that? I'm coming to get Thriller.
How many
But-
oh shit
but
sales you
goddamn.
think you got?
And then you turn the cover around and you start reading the titles. Put her in the buck. Hey, we want some pussy.
Yeah.
If you ain't had enough money to buy 2 songs at that point, you coming back to get that Luke.
You gonna get that Luke.
Oh, you gonna come back and get 2 Live Crew or anything like
Oh yeah.
that.
Did you just not care about the backlash that you would get, like when women or people would feel like, man, these women are being exploited, man. Look how they're treating our daughters, our sisters, our mother. What was your mindset back then when you would get that kind of backlash?
My mindset was Millie Jackson said it on the record. If Millie Jackson could say it on the record, Aunt Esther could say it on the record on the comedy album, Dolomite, Leroy Skillet, it was comedy to us.
Yeah.
Because we used to take, when everybody else was sampling James Brown and everything like that, Mr. Mix would sample comedians. And so we always looked at it as being funny, as comedy. We just wanted to be totally different. And then where we're from, we got backlash because we had girls in bikinis, and we were like, yo, we're not from New York. We're from Miami. And, we're on the beach. We riding the jet skis, and people are half naked every day.
Yeah.
Because it's hot. So this is where we come from, and a lot of people ain't understand it. So, I ain't really care how everybody else felt, because this is where we were from, and this is what we were doing. This is what we were doing.
Man, Uncle Luke is with us. So we got Jaylene on the line from D.C. Jaylene, say what's up to Luke.
Hey, what's up? I just want to give you props, man. I mean, coming from where you were and where you're at now, you're amazing. Awesome.
Hey, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Shout out to Shady 45. I listen to your show every morning.
Hey, well, y'all makes you a citizen. Hit her, Heather.
In the morning.
Okay, there it is. Randy in Memphis. Go ahead. Say what's up to Luke.
What's up, Luke?
Hey, what up, Memphis?
How you doing? I got a question for you. You did a concert back at the Mid-South
Go ahead.
Coliseum back in the 80s.
All right.
And I know the police told you did throw that D, you was going to get arrested. You did the song, then you jumped in the crowd. They said that you went to Dixie Home after you did the song. Is that true or not? That's a rumor that's been going around the city for a long time.
Went to where?
The project called Dixie Home.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I stayed in the projects. Anytime, any city I would go in, I'm going straight to the hood. I'm going to eat in the hood. I'm going to hang out in the hood. I'm going to, we don't do in-stores in the hood. I remember doing, in New York, people, they would be like, oh, back, you going to Brooklyn to perform? Bronx? Hell yeah, that's where I'm going at. That was my thing, because that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Right.
I ain't rap about no gangster shit, because, when I grew up, I was really, really on that.
Yeah.
That ain't something I'm proud of. And I tell kids every day, that ain't the life you trying to live. But at the same time, I ain't feel like I was real unless I had to go into those areas, and just catch the vibes of the people.
Man, that's a good question, Randy. It's interesting about Luke, man. When we came and did the My Block, I'm gonna post that on my YouTube channel too, Miami. We focused a lot on the football league. You've had a football league for nearly 25 years now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And as a result, and it's a little league, it's for the youth, and it's keeping a lot of kids off the streets. We talked about that. It's keeping a lot of kids out of trouble, disciplining them. You can't just be on it. You got to do well in school, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And you've had at least 10 athletes go off to the NFL. People don't hear about that part of Luke.
No. One thing about it, I don't publicize it.
Yeah.
Because it ain't something that I like doing. It was one of the things because I as a kid, I had to, be bused from Liberty City to Miami Beach, where we at right now, every morning, when I was in junior high. So I had to come over here every day, from junior high to senior high. So I didn't want that for kids that came from my neighborhood to have to be able to come home at 11 o'clock at night just because we wanted to play organized football. So when I started the program, me and Sam Johnson, Liberty City Optimists, it was 25 years ago. As soon as I got my first check, the two things I did, bought my mom a house, and then I actually started my youth program. And we had Chad Johnson playing the program. Wow. Right now, currently, we got 3 kids that's going in the draft that was in the NFL Combine. Darrell Estridge, Duke Johnson, Charles Gaines Jr., they're going to Combine. The middle linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Levante Davis, he played in our program. You name it. I mean, you got the middle linebacker for the Chicago Bears playing in our program. The number 1 cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles playing in our program. Houston Oilers, Brandon Harris. I mean, we got currently about 10 kids in there. We got about 30 kids in the NCAA right now. Yeah. And overall, we probably had about 120 kids playing in the NFL.
That deserves a round of applause right there, man. Luke Campbell was with us. It's a big, a lot of people always ask, man, whatever happened to Two Live Crew? And, coming this May, something big is about to take place, right?
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to do a reunion. We're going to do some reunion dates. We're going to do the Funk Fest.
Wow.
We're going to go to Atlanta, do Funk Fest Atlanta. We're going to do Funk Fest Jacksonville, Mobile, Alabama. And then we're going to do, we just signed up to do South Carolina.
Wow. So everybody in the Two Live Crew?
Everybody. Yeah.
Like everybody.
Hey, yo, listen. The first show, man, they did at Live. It was bananas at Live, man. Crazy. So, I mean, I love it.
You love it?
I love it, man.
Tony,
I love it.
Tony Neal, you ain't 19 no more, man.
Yeah,
you
but I love
looking
it.
at girls' asses.
Ain't nothing wrong with looking.
What made you want to come back and put the group back together?
Well, I mean, it was a long time coming. I mean, everybody's went their separate ways, doing their own different things. Yeah. It's just so many fans. We live in this social media age where, we're sitting there talking to people every day on Twitter, or Facebook, or Instagram, and it's never a day go by where it say, look, why y'all don't do a reunion tour? When the Two Live Crew gonna do a reunion tour? So, I guess everybody had to put their ego to the side and say, look, let's do this for the fans. And that's what it was all about for me. Yeah. Just basically doing it for the fans, being able to go out because, we got so many fans. You put a record on, a Two Live Crew record on right now today, and people jump up and dance. I mean, I got young kids right now. I mean, they'll have a party and you throw a Luke song or a Two Live Crew song on it. It looks like it was back then when it first came out. So, people want that. And everywhere I go and tour, people want to hear the old songs, and people always ask the question, when you guys gonna get back together?
What about NWA's making that movie? I feel like Two Live Crew, you guys got a movie worth of a story to be told. Have you talked about that?
Yeah, it's no doubt about it. I mean, that's another difficult hurdle, because putting the group back together, it wasn't like real easy. Yeah, it's a lot of interesting parts, moving parts. So even though you want to do it, and I've been wanting to do it for a couple of years, it's a lot of interesting moving parts, and just to be able to do the tour is one thing. But yeah, just like you say, I mean, looking at the NWA movie, that's a great thing that's happening, and I think it would be greater to do a Two Live movie. I'm getting ready to do a book that's coming out through HarperCollins, Amistad, and comes out this summer. A lot of people gonna get a lot of in-depth information about some of the things
about your journey, about your story.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be interesting. I remember one time you made a public statement about a lot of people were coming to Miami, whether it was Cash Money, Young Money. A lot of people from different places were residing in Miami, and you made a comment to the fact that if you're not from here, you're gonna have to respect here and put more back into the community. But just artists, Puff, moved down here that were just coming down here to take advantage of this beautiful place and this beautiful scene. You feel like that got better, sister?
Well, from the standpoint like Puff, Puff is involved in anything in the community, anything about, in the statement that I made, because I do a column here in the local newspaper, it was basically saying if you're going to move down here, be a part of the community.
Yeah.
I work every day in the community, whether it's through politics or helping out my community. And if you live here or if you live anywhere in the country, you need to be a part of that. You got so many kids suffering, at schools, that's around here that just your voice, not your money. Well, anybody needs your money.
Yeah.
They just need you to go up to City Hall one day at a commission meeting and say, hey, hello, I'm Lil Wayne, and I think y'all need to put more money into inner city schools. That's big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being a young guy like yourself, coming from an educational background, you could be able to go say that, and you just move things. Hey, I'm Puff. I think you guys need to, regentrification the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Going to the projects and those still, and that'll be. Those are big things, and that's why we're trying to encourage guys. Hey, look, if you're gonna move down here, be a part of the community. It ain't about your money. Ain't nobody wants your money.
Yeah.
Just be a part of it. Educate people on how to vote. Go and vote. You ain't got to just show up to a club.
Yeah.
Show up to the park. With some of these kids. And the kids need that.
Yeah. You think it got better though since you made that statement?
From the standpoint of Puff, I haven't really seen Wayne do anything in the community.
Yeah.
Him and that whole crew. But Puff has been doing some things. I mean, with his Revolt and all that, they've been pretty much involved with some of the studios around. So they're doing things. You can't expect mountains to move real quick.
Yeah.
And I hopefully one day. Cash Money and those guys, being that they live down here, they'll start doing some things in the community.
Uncle Luke, man. Hey, man, I just want to thank you for coming by,
hey,
man.
No doubt.
I can't wait to see the 2 Live crew back in concert, man.
You got to come to the show, man.
I'm coming to the show. Can I stand on stage?
Yeah,
off to the side.
We ain't gonna put the girl. We ain't gonna put the girl with the. We ain't gonna do the whipped cream.
No, don't.
We're
do
gonna
that
light you on fire.
No, don't light me on fire.
Yo,
no,
Sway.
We're gonna light you on fire.
Don't light me on fire, man.
Sway.
Yes.
You said I could ask my damn question.
Damn, Tracy.
Why you do Tracy like that?
Exactly,
Tracy,
Luke.
Tracy is one of my people. When she, when she like girls, I like girls too. We got a lot in common.
Y'all got that in common, Luke. I swear. When she comes down there, I'm gonna leave her with you. But
leave her with me. I got you, Tracy. I'm gonna hook you up, baby. Whatever you like.
Thank you,
what's your question, Tracy?
Well, I was gonna say, Luke, because obviously you're responsible for so many people shedding their inhibitions on the dance floor, and I wanted to know, in your opinion, who do you feel like is today's club king?
Today's club king. Man, that's a good one. Because wow, it's quite a few artists that's banging in the club. It's quite a few. I just did a party the other night, and and that's all I do is I go sit in the club and just listen to music, listen to DJs.
Yeah.
You got a lot of horrible DJs.
It's a lot of bad DJs.
It's some terrible DJs.
Yeah.
I don't know who giving out the license. You doing that, called DJs?
Tony,
you need to.
Tony Neal, man, you need to do clearance
and tighten up, man.
I would think.
More DJs are dope.
Man,
yeah,
Ross is doing real good in the club.
Rose,
you put a Ross song on, it's a club banger.
Genesis,
so are you talking Are you talking as far as which artists in per se? Because I don't think since Luke was been out
but John
nationals.
Lil Jon.
Lil Jon banging in the club. Pitt is banging in the clubs.
Fat Man Scoop had a moment.
But now it's a lot of artists now across. If you say club kings like Beat King in Dallas and Houston, and then you just got different artists around that got their own little thing going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Luke, man, I want to thank you again.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
People want to reach you on social media. How can they reach you, man?
You could reach me on Twitter. I'm Uncle Luke Real #1, and that's the same on Instagram. Uncle Luke Real #1, and the Facebook. I don't really check that.
Yeah, okay, that's real. That's real #2.